I'm here with James. Just witnessed Arsenal win a somewhat controversial game. Now, it's interesting because during the week...
about it?
Well, we're going to get onto that.
Oh, okay.
A few things happened in this game. Yeah, but it was interesting because the game during the week, the Champions League game against Zagreb, a lot of people saying it was a bit of a bore fest, right? So we come to today, and I think you could say, whatever you want to say about today's game, it's anything but boring, a real roller coaster. But yeah, Arsenal, to their credit, they get the win against Wolves, but we got to talk about the 43rd minute. We got to talk about that. Miles Lewis-Skelly gets sent off for what seemed like a fairly innocuous looking challenge. It was a trip, but to send him off for that, I think was outrageous. I've called it the worst penalty decision I've seen. Sorry, worst red card decision I've seen all season. I'll be interested to hear what you think.
Well, it was a great decision. It's high, it studs up, he's the last man, and he plays for Arsenal. I think it's a great decision. It's a really good decision from Michael Oliver, fair play. He's consistent, he sends us off any chance he gets. So really fair play to him. He's one of the most consistent refs we have in this league. And I've got to give him credit for that. So well done, Michael Oliver. Yeah, top ref. Really, really good at his job.
Bit of James Mourinho coming out. Bit of James Mourinho sarcasm.
Really, that was brilliant refereeing. Really, well done. Well done. Well done, Michael Oliver.
Come on, tell the truth, man. That was the worst red card of the season, comfortably.
Okay, if it's that, I'm sure others will point to others. I'll also look at things they don't give. Listen, Brighton fans might be like, why are you so obsessed with us? But I still think the João Pedro swing of the elbow one not given. I think that's as bad as anything I've seen. How they actually watched that and went, no, stay on the pitch. What they basically said was you didn't catch him. We'd rather you had elbowed him in the face before we do anything about it. So those are that's the precedent that PGMOL have set all season. So is it the worst? Don't know. But I think there are sometimes moments in a season. I know there's very regularly bad decisions, but I think there's some that just take the internet by storm. And I've never seen so many rival fans online, whether it be YouTubers I follow, friends of mine, Man United fans, Chelsea fans, Henry Winter, a journalist, whether it be, I was listening to them on 5 Live on BBC, calling it nonsensical. This is what we've got VAR for. This is supposedly one of the best referees we have. People really going in on the state of that particular decision from Michael Oliver. And I think what makes it so insulting, in the VAR world, we thought it was going to help referees, but what it's actually done is exposed how awful they are at what they do. Because I think in real time, let's imagine a world without VAR. Let's imagine this was the FA Cup and they didn't use the VAR. It would still be a shocking decision, but you could go to bed at night going, well, maybe he saw a high foot, because there was a high foot. Maybe he saw a really cynical trip, because it was a yellow card, cynical foul, whatever. And, you can sort of tell yourself that. Then what makes it more insulting is that he pulled out the red card, knowing full well he could have given the yellow to keep the temperature down on the game, give the yellow, and then just speak to his VAR colleagues. Look, that looked high. Can you check for a potential red card? Just have a look. I've given a yellow for now, because it's probably more yellow than red, but... So first thing is he does have to pull out the red. Then you've got the VAR who've actually backed it. But not only have they backed it, not only have 3 other clowns, because you've got 1 clown on the pitch, you've got 3 others up in wherever they are, in some room, sort of all huddled together, chatting away, talking shit, and seeing that decision and going, yeah, well, we're not only going to stand by it. There's not even listen, Michael, do you want to go check this out? If you think it's a red and you saw it, we'll back you. It's not. But do you want to go have a little look? Because you're going to get heat for this one. So there's just so many layers that felt completely overlooked by everyone officiating this game.
Yeah, absolutely. You would have thought, like you said, VAR is supposed to be that safety net. That when referees get it as badly wrong as this, the VAR should provide the safety net to say, actually, yeah, look at that again and see what you think.
At the very least that. Yeah. At the very least. But even then, I would still, even if they sent him over to the monitor when, I'm standing by, it still would have been incensed. So these are little small percentages that would have made it 1% a better situation. But ultimately, it's a shocking red card. And I really like that Arsenal did two things in response to it. A, they really surrounded the referee. Trossard was furious. You can see him bouncing the ball in anger. I mean, can't take his anger out on anything else, can he? Surprised he didn't get a second yellow for that. Apparently, that someone sent in a comment. I don't know if this was true, but apparently Trossard saw someone get a second yellow or was meant to, and he said, "Oh, he sent me off for that" or something. So there's a bit of petulance in Arsenal I liked. Rice and Gabriel were right at the referee, which was good to see. And then Lewis Skelly visibly really angry about the decision, and rightly so. Show that anger. I don't mind. When it's that scandalous a decision, go for it. And then the second half, Arsenal got on the ball and played. And I really, really loved that from Arsenal. I thought it showed real... Look, let's put it this way. I was really disappointed how we played with 10 men against Brighton, against Bournemouth. Now, both very good sides, very good on the ball. Wolves are not that. But okay, at least when you've got an opportunity, because Wolves are sitting off. Wolves weren't good today. I'm going to be really honest. I actually like Wolves. They've got very good players. I think they'll be fine. They should be higher on the table. Whenever I've watched them, I've largely been impressed by them. But I didn't think they were good today. So I really like that the 10 men of Arsenal came out, A, angry, feeling an injustice, but B, channeled that into realising we can still play our football here. And look, Havertz probably should have had 3 goals, and then we get the one from Calafiori, and that tells you that we were more than deserving of the win.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. I mean, I thought we were the better team before the sending off and after the sending off, which is crucial. And I think they deserve to win. So props to the team. Although, unless the decision gets overturned, we are going to suffer a little bit because it means Miles Skelly will be out for a few games because the sending off will be deemed as violent conduct.
It's in the one position we have like 5 other players. So it's a real shame for him. He deserves to be playing games like this big one against Man City coming. But... I hope they overturn it because then we'll know that there's some people with sense in the world of football running things. But I wouldn't be too excited about them overturning it. Let's see.
In the 70th minute, there was another sending off. There's more sending offs than goals today. Gomez, quite rightly, yeah.
Well, apparently he should have been sent off earlier for kicking the ball away and should have got a second yellow. I didn't see that, but that's what everyone online's saying. Yeah, very rightly. I can't sure. What was the first yellow for? What did he do?
I think it was a foul.
Well, I imagine it was a foul. But I can't remember what he did. But whatever, he's on a yellow. Yeah, I mean, it's funny that he pulled out the red card immediately for Lewis Skelly. The official word was high boot, studs, whatever, violent contact, dangerous contact, whatever it fucking means. And with that one, João Gomez, you could argue that by the standards that Michael Oliver set for that game, it should have been a straight red for Gomez. But whatever, he ended up off the pitch, which, yeah, he got that right, but I'm not prepared to give him any credit for it. I'm really not. Well done. You got an obvious 2 yellows.
Yeah. And 4 minutes later, Arsenal score a really good goal. Calafiori, second time this season he's come on. Actually, not come on. He scored when we've been down to 10 men. So, big goals. To
be fair, we were actually still at 11 against City when he scored, but ultimately we needed that goal. We were 1-0 down. So he's popped up with 2 big moments for us this season. I didn't mention, as you were asking about the red card earlier, but it kind of answers this second question too. When the red card was shown and Michael Oliver pulled it out, Gabriel was in shot and you could see him doing this. Like he basically said to the players, we're already on top, now come on. And I like that. I think an opposition getting a player sent off is always going to galvanise you in some way. It's always going to go, there's one less man to think about here.
I'll tell you what I did notice as well, just briefly, is that when Gomez was sent off, the Wolves manager was apoplectic with rage. Not so much at the decision. He was mad with the player because he's thinking, this is our chance gone now. And so it proved.
And Arsenal, and sorry to cut you, but Arsenal played to about the 55th minute of that, so 10 minutes of that second half on the ball, actually looking the more threatening, looking the more in tune with what they're trying to do. But then they started to wrestle back a little bit of momentum. Like they had a little bit more of the ball. Raya made a good save, deflected effort from Cunha. There was just moments. And I think they could probably sense, okay, Arsenal might be tiring here. Yes. And the one thing you've done is energised us mentally and physically. Less running to do for one less player. But now suddenly the tide has turned and Arsenal did well to build on that. So well done to them. Really, the talk of the officiating, and I did the same in my match report on the Gooniverse, the talk of the officiating is going to dominate. And I just hope that, look, I don't think Arsenal should be lavished in praise. I don't think it's like, well done, wow, performance of the season, you're all amazing. But I do think they deserve credit for just managing every kind of moment and yet still staying on top for largely all of it and getting a deserved win. I mean, Havertz, like I said, could have had 3. I'm not saying it to call out Havertz would be critical. I'm saying it to make the point that the chances were there. So a 1 or 2-0 would have been more than deserved for Arsenal. They also didn't do a lot. I mean, Ryan made 2 big saves, sure. Ait Nouri was in behind. But like 2 games, 2 chances away from home when you're down to 10 men, it's really, really good going from Arsenal.
Yeah, I think the plus that the manager will be taking from it, obviously the win, but he'll be looking at the mental.
Sarabia missed a good one in the first
Yeah, he
half.
did,
But
yeah,
okay, we largely did okay on that.
But what I'm saying, the manager, as well as the win, he'll be happy with the mentality that the players showed, because a couple of weeks ago, people were questioning the mentality of the team after we inexplicably let a 2-goal lead slip against Villa. So I'm sure he'll be happy with that. But yeah, you're right. There won't be any like ticker tape celebrations over the win, because we should be beating Wolves, but the circumstances made it more difficult. How you feel going into next week? A couple of big games coming up. Girona in the Champions League, and of course City next Sunday.
Yeah, I think we should be able to rotate for Girona. Not me disrespecting them, it's just our position in this top 8. And then City's obviously a big one. We saw at times against Ipswich, you're like, wow, have they clicked again? And then you see against PSG that even from 2-0 up, there's a vulnerability there defensively. But they're Man City. They have real quality for all their issues this season, which I think they're due, by the way. So what? They've won 4 titles in a row. You're not going to see me slandering or bantering City, because look what they've done over the years. But what I will say is, do you feel like there's a team you can get at there a little bit, even if you go a goal down? They've got star quality, probably more star quality than we have actually in the final third still. In fact, definitely. I'm saying probably. It's definitely the case. So, take a week to re-energise off this performance. Do what we got to do against Girona. But before all that, I can't wait to hear Arteta's comments. I don't know about you. I cannot wait to hear what Arteta's got to say about this.
I was watching him when it all unfolded, and he seemed to be one of the calmest
Chelsea
people
are leading a Man
bench.
City. I mean, of course, with 7, this is going to age, this fan cam maybe terribly or whatever. But at the time of recording, there you go. So as I was just saying, you can get at them. Within 7 minutes at the Etihad, Chelsea have got a goal and lead there. So there's goals to be scored against this Man City team, but don't write them off at your peril.